Good afternoon. We have a little homework for you today.
Yes, you did.
We'd like for you to read No Way Out by Carl Denninger from the Market Ticker. You'll have a link.
It'll be on the video and on the post.
And it's kind of an interesting little post. It talks about, a lot of things that I can kind of equate to Dayton, if I look at things. But I would like you to look at it and see what you think. I looked at it and I feel like it tells a lot of things. One, if you're a screw up, you move up. Two, that if you're from Harvard or the East Coast, really you should not be listened to. And
No. Can't go that far.
Oh, really? We can't?
No.
I think we've had a lot of Harvard men here in Dayton, Ohio, haven't we?
Yeah, I had a few.
How'd they do? Not so well. Not so much.
You're making big generalizations there, but...
I'm good at that.
But yes, you are. Stereotypes. He's the king of them here.
Well, sometimes stereotypes are true.
What the article talks about is, our smashing success at growing our GNP, which is the gross national product, which is one of the key indicators.
GDP, whatever, yes.
Key indicators of how successful a financial economy is running. And what he said was, here's a period of 10 years, and here's another period of 10 years. And he looked at them, and they were 10 years, and then the following 10 years. And what we see is our government is spending a lot more than they should be.
We can't afford it.
We can't afford it. And what we're doing is we're basically mortgaging our future and going like this. Nah. And
but that's what you expect out of Americans. You've seen it around Dayton, Ohio. I mean, I always look at those kinds of things and I either equate what goes on in Dayton and I can apply that to the wider world, or what goes in the wider world and you can see it happening in Dayton. You can look back and forth. I mean, you look at Larry Summers.
We are the world.
We're a test market. Well, we used to be. Cincinnati is now,
but the principal things he's saying is that low interest rates are a mistake. That driving down the cost of borrowing money and having all this free money floating around has caused us great problems.
Well, we pulled production forward basically 30 years. So if you don't think we have a 30-year hangover of what we've done, the glorious baby boomers have done,
right,
to both us and their children and grandchildren, is kind of a fallacy. And they're going to be wanting new knees and lap band surgery. We know a couple people who need that, don't we? But if you want new knees and all these kinds of things, there's going to have to be a trade-off. I mean, are we going to be in Afghanistan? Or we want new knees? Do you want new highways? What do you want? Wow. And right now, you know what? If I were you,
I'd say America wants jobs.
I would say that you would be lucky not to have been elected. Who would really want to be the little Dutch boys now, running around in little governments trying to stop the dam of, are you going to pay your bonds? Are you going to fix the roads? Are you going to pay your employees? Are you going to pay your pensions? Do you really want to make that decision? It's going to get made for you.
It's going to be increasingly difficult. We can't afford the government we have. We can't afford the lifestyle we have. We've gone deep into debt. And right at the fulcrum of this are, as Greg calls them, the Harvard boys, who have got the bailout that you and I don't get. And the most important thing, I think, to look at really is interest rates. Because it's a known fact. If it's over 20%, you're not getting out of debt. You just can't. There's no way of getting ahead of it. And if you've noticed with the latest...
Mary McCarty kind of talked about it yesterday on the Daily News.
It happened to Mary McCarty. Oh my.
Yeah, well...
She was late on a payment and they jacked her up to 29% for 6 months. You get a few of those and all of a sudden it becomes very real what's happening. Now, I
think there's several things. You're going to have to make choices. I mean, let's look at the choice Dayton's going to have to make. Why don't we say, as citizens... Why don't we get rid of the Public Works Department? What do you think about that?
That would be a bad idea.
Why would that be a bad idea? Why don't they say, hey, as citizens, you need to shovel out to the middle of your street, and that's what you have to do?
Because there are a lot of streets that don't have anybody living on them to shovel them
out.
Well,
there's nobody living on them.
We don't need them.
We don't need them. I mean, if you don't need them.
Okay, but Yeah,
we can contract out all those things.
Oh, sure we can.
Well, I mean, somewhere we're going to have to make some sort of decisions, but I don't think those decisions are going to be made. So there's going to be poor ones.
But let's get back down to the interest rates, and basically, there is no cap. The banks can keep making loans willy-nilly without any responsibility.
Well, they're borrowing at 1% and jacking it up to you at 25%.
Yeah,
no wonder they're doing so well.
And that's how they bailed out of the TARP so quick. So that they could all pay themselves millions of dollars. At some point, somebody has to say enough is enough. Just because we give you the ability to make money doesn't mean you get to take it all for yourself.
Well, my contention is we should say enough is enough and only pay to...
Cash.
No, we should only pay for... And we should not give anything to the empire. We should invest in our local, regional thing.
Well, that's...
And, do the work that we need to do to get the money back from the empire, but we shouldn't send any money out to the empire.
Well,
the empire's putting the squeeze on you.
We're still going to have to pay our federal taxes and everything else, but one of the things that has bothered me quite a bit is this idea of corporate welfare as economic development. You and I need money to have basic fundamental services delivered. You need the fire truck to show up, the police to show up, the water to come through the pipes, the sewer to take the sewage away. But this idea of giving our tax dollars over to companies as opposed to investing that money
how it all works
into the community is a serious problem.
Look at Larry Summers. Larry Summers, to me, equates to Phil Parker. Phil Parker and Gail Littlejohn engineered handing all of Reynolds and Reynolds' property over to the Dayton Public School Systems. Gail hits the road, goes foreclosure, and every chamber watch that Phil Parker has done, prognosticating the future on Dayton, has been absolutely wrong. Screw up, move up. Same way with Larry.
He's paid pretty well.
Same way with Larry. Larry was chief of Harvard when they made all the poor investments, and now he's head of economic development for Obama. You can't make it up. Idiots.
Yeah, well... We're at the bottom of the heap, so apparently we're not smart enough to climb to the top.
Squeeze, boy. Squeeze on us.
Anyways,
we're
interest
smart.
rates.
We're lucky.
Interest rates. Highly advise, as fast as you can, pay off credit cards, close them up, say no. And start asking your congressman to say enough is enough. That we're going to reel in these banks because they don't have the right to create as much money as they have. They've been going ahead and doing it.
But locally, we're going to have to do something different.
Yeah, locally, we got to do a lot of things different.
I say we don't pay pensions to anybody that lives out of their city that they've left.
Oh.
Let's do that.
No.
Come on.
I'd say we just start cutting our staffs down by regionalizing and stop having all these chiefs for so few Indians.
But you're still, somebody's going to have to pay. We're going to have to start shoveling. We're going to have to start fixing certain things. Something's got to... We're going to have to pick up the slack.
Yeah, but if you do shovel your street out to the middle, you won't need that lap band surgery.
No, you won't.
So,